Welcome to the check-in, y'all.
Welcome to the check-in.
Of course, we gotta tell you guys, we be cussing sometimes. So, you know what? Just mind your earballs and do what you gotta do. Go by your business.
And remember, we are not mental health professionals at all. Just two people that went to therapy and trying to figure life out. So, if you need a mental health professional,
what I do?
Text 741. Text home.
Home?
Yes.
HOME?
HOME to that
all
number.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Let's get into this content.
February 23rd, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was murdered jogging through a neighborhood.
March 13th, 2020, Breonna Taylor was murdered in her bed in her home in Louisville, Kentucky.
May 25th, George Floyd was murdered while a police officer had his knee on his neck for 9 minutes.
March 31st, 2021, Kentucky House passes bill limiting no-knock warrants.
On April 20th, 2021, George Floyd finally received justice, and we got a guilty verdict for Derek Chauvin.
May 7th, jury selection has been scheduled for October 18th for Ahmaud Arbery's case.
And Ahmaud's case is scheduled for trial in October 2021. So,
let's talk about it.
Friend, how you doing with all that?
Listen, I haven't been desensitized.
Okay.
So hearing everything again, it just makes me sad. Like my heart just wanted to explode and then die and then flop and then die again. It sucks because it's just like these aren't the last names that we're going to hear.
Yeah, and we didn't even touch on all the names we heard last year.
Nope.
So those were just the ones that sparked massive protests across the globe. And to this day, they're, I guess, rounding a corner when it comes to the court stuff.
Some of them.
Breonna Taylor still doesn't have justice. They failed to get an indictment.
No charges have been filed against any of those officers involved. And Breonna Taylor's story definitely hit closer for me than anyone else's. I think because of the time, it was, my birthday month when she passed, and we were so very close in age. And at that time, I'm just like, bro, you were living not alone, but that easily could have been me.
Yeah, should have been your safe place.
Yeah, so it was really scary because you always hear, it could be you, especially as, Black people, as Black women, it's a matter of time before you know somebody who's been murdered or assaulted and hasn't received justice. But, that one is just like, it felt like there were so many similarities that I was just like, she was young, she was EMT, like she was doing all the, good and right things, and
she ended up dead.
Yep.
And that's the hardest thing about, so the names that we mentioned, they were kind of like situations where it's like, what more could those people have done to not get killed?
Right.
Ahmaud was jogging, unarmed, not saying like if he was threatening people, he deserved to die, but like he wasn't posing a threat to anybody. He was jogging. Breonna was sleeping in her own bed. George Floyd was handcuffed and pinned to the ground with a knee in his neck for 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Like, what more could those people have done to be not a threat?
And even in, George's case, like, he's literally telling you he cannot breathe.
Yeah. But, a lot of people on the flip side of that, they'll say, oh, if you can say that, then you can breathe. No, you can't, because
that's not how breathing works.
I specifically remember I had like a really, really, really bad allergic reaction, and I am losing oxygen drastically. And I am like arguing with this EMT. I'm like, I can't breathe. My throat is closing up. I can't breathe. And he was like, you're breathing fine. You just need to calm down. And I was like, no, my throat's closing. And like, even my mom would be like, see, if you were able to say all that. Nah, girl, it was like, oh my God, breathe. It was like that. So, I mean, just because I'm able to say I can't breathe, that doesn't mean I'm not losing oxygen and you should take me seriously.
Yeah, because most people, when they say they can't breathe,
They
can't breathe.
Why would you lie about that?
Yeah, that's not a thing that we're like, gotcha.
We got the anti-maskers, so I mean, that happened.
That's true. But we clearly could see
the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
1,000%.
you saying, hey, there is a reaction happening in my esophagus that you cannot see.
Yeah.
You gotta just take my word for it.
Yeah.
You wearing fabric over your face. That's a little different.
It's a little different.
I remember in high school, I had like a really, really bad allergy to something about fall leaves, man. They fuck me up.
They be nasty.
But Miss Schultz had us running outside. And I'm like, I can't breathe. And she's like, none of the girls can breathe. Okay, you're running. And I'm like, no, this is different. Like, I cannot breathe. I will die right here. And then she let me go inside and I was fine. I mean, I wasn't fine because I had to run on a treadmill and I still was like, I hate cardio. But I could actually breathe. And it's different.
Yeah.
Like, your body when your capability to receive oxygen and output carbon dioxide is getting fucked up.
Yeah.
You generally know.
You generally know, and you should mostly be believed.
Yeah, because what do you like? Oh, damn! Like,
you got me.
You got more oxygen than you had before. Fuck! Like, I don't understand. What is the downside to going? You know what? This person maybe can't breathe, and I give them oxygen and they don't die, or they can breathe and they get more oxygen.
We don't have oxygen for free out here, so. No, good luck.
So yes, the George case was, I mean, all of these really hit different because they were different activities, very different people, very different, backgrounds and demographics. You have, some young people, you have an older gentleman, you have men and women. It was just like you said, it was just a very mixed bag. But at the end of the day, you're thinking like, okay, there's nothing any of these people could have done. Like, there's so many people like, oh, if you don't resist and if you don't do this, or if it's just like.
They called it like the perfect crime or something, or the perfect victim. They called George Floyd the perfect victim. But I feel like all three of them were.
Especially like, Breonna. She was asleep. She wasn't even
doing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally no excuse for those people to have lost their lives the way they did. And the fact that, we're a year out and the laws have not really caught up to the times. I mean, this movement with Black Lives Matter has been going on since Trayvon Martin. And that was 2010? I think it was in high school.
Let me check on that.
Okay. It's been a minute, but it gained traction. There have been countless other hashtags, but I mean, I think last year we hit a turning point because people were just like, listen, you literally got people minding their own business, getting killed by the police. 2012, okay. So ever since then, we've been saying the same shit. It's 2021 now. There still hasn't been a sweeping police reform bill that has passed Congress yet. We've had the George Floyd Justice Bill, or Justice on Policing. It passed the House in March.
Okay.
But it has not passed the Senate. And we all know the Senate is full of a bunch of wonderful human beings
that probably don't see the importance of having such a law. Maybe because it doesn't affect them, but
And if you remember, back with Schoolhouse Rock, a bill needs to pass the House, the Senate before it can get on the president's desk to become signed into law. And so we are just in this stalemate, and it's annoying and it's frustrating, and it's just like since 2012 we've been saying the same shit really before then with the Rodney King beatings. Like,
this has been a very, very familiar issue that I would like to see get less familiar, but it's not seeming like it's going too quickly. And I think the fact that we have to still remain so patient while we're waiting to be served justice is what drives a lot of people crazy. Because, you'll have some other folks be like, oh, well, this law was passed. I'm like, okay, Breonna's law.
The no-knock thing.
Yeah, that's in the Kentucky House. That doesn't even hit federal.
Yeah.
Like, the governor still has to okay that before it can go anywhere. And again, this is on a state level. And again, nobody has been charged.
Yeah.
Nobody has been charged. And this is arguably the most clear-cut case of this victim was not doing anything that deserved what happened to her.
Yeah. The Attorney General in Kentucky.
That man.
Sir, there is a disgusting semen-infested worm waiting for you in hell.
Yep.
Because
with maggots.
With maggots and
cicadas.
And bed bugs. You are a trash bag of a human being. And this is a black man that I'm talking about.
Yes.
I don't feel bad about it. Like, as hard as black women ride for black men, to see that unfold in Kentucky, I was disgusted. Because I am in the legal field. I'm aware of how grand jury proceedings happen. And I'm fully aware that it is dumb easy to at least get an indictment. It is so easy. So easy. So the fact that he couldn't get an indictment back, I know he manipulated and fucked with that case. So he wasn't giving them all the information. And it came out that he wasn't.
Yes. Yep.
Like,
there were a ton of whistleblowers that were like...
The grand jurors were just like, no, he didn't tell us any of this shit. So we couldn't give him the indictment that he was supposedly looking for because he didn't try. And that shit really broke my heart, because that is the easiest step towards justice you could take. And for somebody in a position of power who is also a black man to fumble that purposely, I was heartbroken.
Is there a lot of people that we have to fight a lot harder for to get justice. And so this was just a very, very clear slap in the face.
Very. Again,
from a black man.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That could be a whole nother episode. But I'm not even going to touch on that.
While we're there, the black community's mental health is definitely, and I'll say for women, is definitely something to digest uncomfortably.
I think that it's cute when a bunch of men on Instagram talk about protecting black women, but it's even better when that actually is practiced in real life. Yeah,
and when I say protect, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not light-skinned and you think I'm attractive and now I'm protected. No. That's not it.
No, like, are you going to protest for me if I die?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to ride for me? Are you going to treat me right if we're in a relationship? Like, there's some nuance that a lot of hoteppery men they miss the nuance behind protecting black women and black queendom and just admiring our goddesses and all that bullshit. Like, do you actually admire us? Because if you did, you would treat us with respect.
Yes.
Do you actually want to protect us? Because if you did, you would call out your homeboys that are slipping shit in our drinks while we're out having a good time, thinking everybody's being a good human being. Like, it goes so far beyond a hashtag or posting something in like your Twitter bio for you to actually be an advocate and an ally to your fellow sisters in your own race.
And that's the easiest way for you to start. And I'm glad you brought that up. Check your bros.
Yeah.
Check them.
Check them.
You don't ever have to get into a conversation argument with a woman. You don't have to insert yourself into her life and be like, hey, sis, I saw a white man over there and I thought I would, walk you to your car.
Are you okay, my queen?
Grand rising.
Salutations, goddess.
I'm just like, I'm good. Check your bros, though, because you got bros that need to be checked.
That be out here grabbing on women. I don't know what it is about U Street in DC, but it really makes me feel like I am a 6'4" man because I be correcting the most egregious behavior. And, my group of friends, they literally look down at me and say, hey, chill out, sit down.
This ain't a chill out moment.
I'm not gonna let somebody pass by and slap your ass. I'm gonna bite their ankles. That's that's what's gonna happen. Like, And you see dudes do this and they're with their friends and they think it's funny. But then on Facebook, they'd be like, oh yeah, protect black queens and justice for Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor, rah, rah.
I love my mama.
Yeah.
You know, my mama is my queen.
Hashtag girl dad.
You know, when I have a daughter one day, you could start today.
You could start yesterday. Like,
and honestly, what you need to do is not that difficult.
You can be a better human. You're choosing not to be.
Let me ask you, have you ever had to check a fellow sister?
Yes. But not in any type of like racial terms. Like not...
I've only had to correct like cis on cis crimes. I'm like, why are you being mean to?
Yeah, it's like mean girl behavior.
Yeah, I was like, stop that.
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Yeah.
Do you need a Coke and a smile? Would you like a Chewy bar?
Do you need a Snickers?
Do you need to sit the fuck down? Go to your car for a minute.
Or like you really have to sit him to the side like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you being really like not nice?
Yeah, this ain't you, sis.
You're being like, honestly, full disclosure, as much as I talk about my dad, there are some moments where I'm just like, Mom, chill out. Like, he's literally minding his own business. He gets on my nerves and he deserves all the hell that you bring down. But right now, in this moment, it ain't it.
And that's the thing. Like, you can correcting older sisses. This is a little tricky.
It's hard.
There's an
they're
art
just
to
like,
that.
oh, sit down. You know what you talk about. I don't know what I'm talking about human decency.
Let's just both sit down and have a conversation. Because I've had to like check my mom once. I'm like, excuse me, madam.
Madam? Is everything okay?
What's going on there? You need a glass of wine?
I'm just so stressed.
You wanna go get some Chick-fil-A fries or something to calm that down? You want a taco, or you want me to put some murder files on? I just be like, where's all this aggression coming from? Like, I need you to relax, man.
But then you finally like get it out of her.
And then it's like, yeah, I was just really upset because, I moved around some money and I'm only making 10% of what I thought I was. And I'm like,
okay.
Well,
all right.
That's going to be all right. Let's open a bottle of wine. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. It's just easier to talk that shit
out.
Or
other people, especially like sis that got kids. She's like, no, I had to chase around little Jimmy today, and Laura wouldn't get her shit together. And I'm like, damn, Laura and Jimmy fucking up, but you doing great.
You
are a great mom. And you know what? Your kids are a reflection of you, but they don't have to reflect you at work. They don't have to reflect you right now.
They're not a reflection of you right now in this moment.
Let's reflect just you. And not the attitude part. You know what? Let's go to the cafeteria and get some breakfast. Let's get some breakfast.
Not cafeteria, breakfast.
Yeah. Some people just need to eat, honestly. I feel like 1 out of 5 issues can be solved with food.
Good food.
Yeah.
Like imagine being in a bad mood and eating something nasty.
I've done that before. Or like, you real hungry, you DoorDash, and your food don't make it to your house.
Those are the worst days, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, I could cry right now. It hasn't happened in a very long time. I mean, the last thing that I didn't get was my plunger. Y'all just be careful because people's out here stealing plungers if you DoorDashing from Walgreens. But anyways.
Have you ever had to check like your non-black friends?
I don't have a lot of non-black friends. And when they do some fuckery, I drop them. I don't educate. I don't have the time. Like, I had a few, and I was just like, no.
I used to take the time to extensively educate. I am past that stage now.
I can't. I'm like, you got the interwebs. You got a whole computer
There's TikTok
in your hand. Go figure it out. Like, I can't.
I was just happy that I didn't have to explain to anybody what Juneteenth was.
Yeah.
It was a very like, oh no, I have Juneteenth plans. Oh, okay, that's fine. I was like, oh, wow.
I like when people are just like, oh, Juneteenth? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. And I'm like, oh, just Google it. It'll give you like a quick little, snippet of what it's about and everything.
Yeah.
And the people who don't get offended and go, oh, okay, and they Google it and they go, oh, I get it now.
Like, why wasn't this a thing?
Wow, this is, this was so easy.
Yeah.
I say, hey, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
You should research it.
Do like a
Google.
little blurb.
Little Wikipedia.
It's accurate. It's actually really sad, the history of Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So, do we want to educate people right now?
I mean, let's go ahead.
Since we already on it, I mean, so, all right, so boom. So what had happened was the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, and then 2.5 years later...
Shout out Links.
Lincoln was like, what's going on in Texas? What? They picking what? Oh, nah. Send the boys down there. They free. Tell them they free.
So, meanwhile, in Texas, Galveston, Texas. Texas.
Somewhere in my notes.
Somebody's ancestors was down there living life in the worst conditions. Going, man, I thought something was going to happen when these here northern folks fought this battle and won. And these masses was down there like, just don't tell them. Most of them can't read anyway, Cletus.
No, Cletus. Go home, man.
Somebody's ancestor, white ancestor, is named Cletus, and I'm right. But
I probably got a Cletus in my family. South Carolina, shout out, gang, gang.
I got an Otha, and I love that.
Otha.
Senior and junior. I love it.
Nobody came here to see you, Otis. Okay.
Like, hey! Hands on my knees. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so the Union Army kind of like rolled down there and was like, listen, Texas, you can't just not tell people and think that's okay. Like, we did this 2 years ago.
2 years. You can't just not tell people that they're not slaves anymore.
And then the slaves are like, what?
Excuse me? We've been free.
How long?
So, in that births Juneteenth, June 19th, every year. It is not recognized as a federal holiday, but it is what is known as Freedom Day to Black folks. I didn't know it was a holiday until 3 or 4 years ago when I went to Howard.
The first time I learned it was a holiday was while I was working my first IT job. So after 2015, between 2015 and 16 is when I found out about it. And then I started actively celebrating like 2017. Yeah. And I just celebrate by not going to work. I work for lots of white people and I exercise my right to be paid and not to work because I think that is the basis.
That's real.
Of being Black these days. Get your money, but don't do no work.
Honestly, I don't. No.
Use that PTO. Use that floating holiday.
Yeah, I don't know if my job is observing it as a paid holiday, at least Friday, because Juneteenth falls on a Saturday. Does it always fall on a Saturday?
No. Last year it was on a Friday.
Okay, so it's a Saturday this year, but this place that I'm volunteering for, they're just like, oh, Friday, it's a holiday. We're celebrating Juneteenth. And I was like... recognize Juneteenth as a paid holiday. I'm not getting paid anyway, but for the people that are on salary,
it's a nice observation of if y'all follow us on IG, I have put up something that kind of sounds like this.
Yep.
But basically, everybody's not free until everybody's free. So yes. All the other states were probably like, well, you know, we're not slaves anymore. The shit still fucking sucks. But, you know, at least we don't have to get whipped and shit.
In front of people.
Without the law getting involved and having to do some fuck shit.
Yeah.
But,
without
you know, for anybody else, especially if you had family or ancestors that trace back to Texas, I don't think that I do. Most of mine is Mississippi. But this is a really, really big deal. You know,
Texas was the first state to observe June 19th
and they had to
because they were the last state to free their slaves.
Because Lincoln was like, listen, it's like having a badass kid. It's just like, why are you doing this?
I made you breakfast. Is it better? I told up. That's what Texas is.
And that's when you want to take your Texas child and put them over your lap and beat the holiness into them. You really beat the sense in.
You want to beat them until the behavior is corrected.
Yeah.
Because that's how beatings work.
And you know who still need beatings? Texas. Y'all still fucking up.
Texas and Florida. And parts of Georgia.
all of the down airs.
Dirty South?
Yeah, all the down airs. they fuck it up. Except for, I think, New Mexico. I'll never hear no bad shit about them.
Oh, I'm sure there is some bad shit about that.
I'm sure, but I don't hear it. Okay? And out of sight, earballs, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind. Don't ask, don't
out
tell.
Out of ears. That makes me feel okay. It makes me feel a little okay.
I really think all of them are fucking up in their own way. Even parts of Maryland.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that wholeheartedly. You know what? Probably fucking Montana is fucking up. I don't hear about them,
The Dakotas. We know about the Dakotas.
They fucking up.
They don't observe the Juneteenth.
So there are 3 states right now that don't observe Juneteenth on a local level. And
how many states are there in America, first of all?
Oh, 50.
So there's 3 states.
Yes, holding out.
Okay. I just wanted to get that math right. Okay.
Yeah, if we make like Puerto Rico and DC a state, you know, we'll be at 52. Mm-hmm. But then there's still these 3 that's fucking up. And that will be North Dakota, South Dakota. I'll give y'all 5 seconds to think about what the last one is.
It's a beautiful place.
It's a very beautiful place.
It really hurt my heart, but I think I have a reasoning behind it.
We gonna get into that. Okay, you had enough time. Did you guess it right? I'm gonna tell you. Hawaii.
Okay. Here's my explanation for that. Could be wrong.
Yep.
But I feel like Hawaii has been trying to secede for forever.
Yeah.
And they really are their own culture, their own people, and some fuck shit happened in Hawaiian history. Yeah. Like, America literally invaded the island, slaughtered their queen, and was like, oh, you're a part of the States now. Good luck.
Huh?
Good luck trying to get milk? What?
I don't like this.
So I feel, not that that's an excuse, because I'm sure there are some...
It's probably very easy to just slide this on the books.
Yeah. But I think Hawaii just wants to... It so desperately wants to be independent from the United States that they don't even claim that history as theirs. Probably.
Okay, I could give a little credence to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say though, because Alaska has a lot of natives.
Oh yeah, 1000%, and they recognize Juneteenth. So.
Yeah, they're far from the continental. Like Alaska and Hawaii are out there.
I know.
But you know, Alaska was like,
that's the best I could do. I really want to move to Hawaii. I just want to just.
You know what? Why don't you move there and you get this on the books?
I'm gonna bring a bill, like a rough draft.
Yeah, do that.
Send it to him.
I will fly there and protest.
We all aren't free until we're all free.
Yup. Juneteenth.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But the Dakotas, I have no excuse for.
But you brought up again also very indigenous
populations.
Yes.
They probably like that American bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with us.
And they probably like, listen, we still getting murdered out here. We not even getting no hashtags. So bro. When we re-up on guests, I definitely want to have somebody on here to talk about. As BIPOC is around the corner, so
yeah, the history is interesting. I'm still learning, but I'm sure there are a lot of people groups that don't want to claim Americans fuck shit as their fuck shit, and it's understandable.
Like, I agree. I mean, that's how Black people feel. Like, that's how I feel when I travel.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're American? I'm Black American. And that kind of clears up a lot of shit. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with Hiroshima. I ain't got shit to do with the Nazis. I ain't got shit to do with anything. I'm Black. You see how they still treating us? We don't have control over shit. So I'm sorry that they did that to you. I just lived there. They took us, so I didn't really get a choice.
It's above me now.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to him.
I'm sorry.
That's
they ain't got shit to do with me, but I stand in solidarity.
That's a Biden issue. You might want to go ahead and tell old boy your grievances.
Bro. You brought up Biden, so was that it? Was that my trigger?
I'm gonna just excuse me, producer man. How are we doing on time? Before we bust it wide open.
We are at 29 minutes.
Okay, we got go ahead, bust it wide open since we was talking about Biden. What's up?
All right, so in the things that annoyed me in the current day news.
Yes.
So, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Cammy.
Yeah, Cam, VP. Howard alum. Black Indian woman.
Black Asian. Blasian lady.
Blasian lady. First female VP. She said some things.
She did. I peeped that. But what things are you talking about specifically?
Was she in Guatemala? I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly.
All right. We got a fact check up here. Because, there's one thing about us. We gonna try to make it accurate. And if it's not, you guys slide into our shit and tell us. Because we don't want to be telling people the wrong thing or whatever. We try to do our research, but, we got depression out here.
Yeah, so her Guatemala trip. I don't know Guatemalan history, but I do know America has had their hands in a lot of dirty pots.
Yeah.
And they've given those pots back to people to cook in.
Yeah.
And told people they're clean.
Yeah.
So.
Filthy.
That's essentially, Guatemala, they got some shit going on with their government. There's conflict, civil unrest, etc., corruption, etc. And, when you flip through the history books, good old America is somewhere in there dealing somebody arms or some shit like that.
Yeah, we really got to figure out, some other exports besides weapons.
Yeah.
I feel like America has more to offer. Like maybe hot dogs?
I guess, but if you're Tony Stark, you know how to make weapons, I guess. So you just stick in that lane and make your money. But that's icky because people do bad things with weapons.
Yeah.
And they cause situations where you get these vast groups of people migrating, seeking refuge in another country because, they don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And my family, half my family, they are asylum seekers, receivers. Liberia has gone through 2 or 3 civil wars. And both of them my family was directly involved in or like in the center of. And so, at least this is coming from my dad. I don't know. If my family's listening, you'd be like, we got green cards, whatever. He said that some of the family had to seek asylum because of their political positions in the country. And that is an international right to seek refuge and asylum in another country if there is so much unrest that you fear for your life. I don't know. He wants to be part of the show. So Cammy Harris, no, don't jump, get down.
Come in here and be like, you're not doing anything.
He's gonna jump.
You see how he had to grab you? He's like, don't let me fall, Auntie Daddy.
I'm not gonna let you fall, but you don't fit. So why did you sit? All right.
If I fit, I sit.
I'm holding him by his booty cheek. Why are you like this? All right. So she went to Guatemala. I'm gonna keep talking.
Okay,
we're making good time. She went to Guatemala, Louis, right? And get this. She was like, for those seeking refuge at our borders illegally, don't come. Don't come. Don't come. And so that sparked a lot of logical outrage.
Yeah, because as an immigrant herself, as a brown, as a Blasian, it seems a little odd.
It was extremely odd.
Yes.
But, she tried to clean it up. She was like, I was talking about illegal immigration, and I'm just like, okay, if you're coming from a war-torn country, not saying that Guatemala is, but whatever's going on there, if you're fleeing from it,
you're not waiting for paperwork.
Yeah.
You're not like,
that's your only option.
Man, I'd really like to leave, but it's going to take about 10 years. So I guess I'll just get blued up here. It's fine.
Exactly. Like you really just chilling. You're not going to move, huh? You like this cradle position. All right. So
I like how he looks into your eyes. Thank you, Auntie Daddy, for holding me so close, so dear, so near.
I'm sick of you, bro. No, I'm not. I love you.
He only cuddles with you during podcasts.
That is strange.
Yeah, see?
You're heavy. I'm about to drop you. Can you get down? All right.
He's like, I will not be moved. Okay.
But yeah, she said that shit. She tried to clean it up. She was like, illegal immigration is what I was talking about. Don't twist my words around. But it's like, if that's your only option, that was very closed-minded of you to say. In front of, like, you were in that country saying, don't come to America. Like, I don't know, rubbed me the wrong way, very disappointed. And I think it is important for us to be critical of these people that we put in positions instead of thinking like, oh yeah, such and such is in office, it's all daisies and
it's all okie doke.
It's all okie doke. It's not. We can still call out the fuck shit that's happening and be grateful that that other dickhead isn't in office at the same time.
Oh, wow. Wow, do you see how he looked around like, oh my gosh, I need to get down now. I don't know what's happening. I need to leave.
See? He's ashamed of me.
Don't come, Louis.
Don't come.
Don't come.
But that was some shit that annoyed me this week.
Yeah, I did see that when I was perusing the interwebs, and I was just like, wow.
Very bold of her.
Yeah. But then I see like the other article like, oh, she's the first person to participate in Pride. Okay, so you love LGBT plus people. Like, can you love Guatemalans too, or you only got one people group per month in you? I'm just trying to find out.
Oh my God, you see this hairball?
Yeah, he just, you were grabbing his tushy. His hairy tushy.
Damn, I guess I didn't get the bum right.
It's okay.
All right.
Did you brush and then hit him with the other one?
No.
It's the other one. I guess the stray loose hairs.
I was just hoping for the best because it wasn't a lot. It wasn't like a cookie. So I was like, oh, you're not very shitty today. Lies. Much lies.
He was like, not on my body, but hanging on to my skin. Yes. Okay, so.
Yeah, that was just some bullshit.
Speaking of Pride, this is Pride Month. Hey, everybody out there.
Hey.
So I saw something that really excited me.
You seen it?
I seen it. So I'm going to just be honest. Like, I've, as a Christian, growing up Christian, I really struggled with, like, how to be not a dick, but also still a Christian, because when you're raised in like the church, they make it seem like it's really difficult, but it's not.
To
it's
not
like,
be a dick.
Yeah, you just like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Mind your business. It's really that simple. So that's what I be doing.
Yeah.
And Pride, I'm starting to pay a lot more attention to it and the history behind it.
Yeah.
I usually only know the history of, Black LGBT plus folks, but I'm trying to, broaden my horizon.
Yeah, well-versed.
Because it's a big picture. But because I stan a black man, Todrick.
What did he do?
So Just Dance is adding him to the catalog for next year. So, of course, the song that they're doing is the Lips.
Hell's Nair.
Yeah.
Hell's Nair. Heels, nails, hair, lips, heels.
Yes, that one. So, of course, there's a little, adultiness to that song. So he's got to clean it up a little bit for Just Dance. But Ubisoft definitely reached out and was like, we would love to have that song. And he was like, hell yeah, let's do it. I got really excited.
Okay, that's quite all right.
He said, hell yeah, let's do this. So he's going to be on Just Dance 2022. He's also going to re-release a song. So he has a cleaner version. And that means another video.
Pussy, puss, puss, give him cunt, bitch.
That is literally the line. They're like, yeah, you can't do that at Just Dance.
I love that line, though.
And he's gonna clean it up a little bit, so I'm very excited for another video because his videos are so visually amazing.
They are. He got into a little bit of controversy with that. He don't really play his dancers, but you know what I'm saying. It's a pandemic or whatever, I guess.
Todrick, do better because I love you.
I love you too. He's great. He's a great performer.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
And I hope that. I don't know. I don't know because I haven't played Just Dance in a really long time, even though I used to be like a Just Dance fucking master.
Really?
Oh yeah. My extra 40-pound heavier self was sweating buckets, but I was hitting the moves. You know what I'm saying?
I was
hitting them. So, but yeah, I don't know how much like, you know, representation they get from video games in general and artistry, whatever. I feel like a lot of popular, like Lady Gaga. Who else do they
Probably
stand?
Madonna.
Yeah.
But Lady Gaga is big. All her hits are dance hits.
So having somebody like Todrick added, you know, to that collection is just like really, really fucking exciting. Because there are some like LGBTQ plus artists that do fucking phenomenal.
They do.
And either it's like they're kind of under the radar because they don't want to, you know, like, I ain't flamboyant out here, but I'm still on the community. And then people be like, oh, you're in the community because you don't look like it. And they have to go through all that bullshit. But Todrick be out here in these streets. So I'm just
Lil
like,
Nas X is also causing a stir in these streets.
Yeah.
I want that baby to win.
He's so
I
adorable.
want him to win.
His, of course, everybody knows Call Me By Your Name because the video was just so epic. You have to see it. And if you haven't seen it, hello, welcome to 2021. But the video is creepy. I still like the visuals. They're freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he makes good music. Like, I can't even pretend like that song wasn't stuck in my head for like 3 weeks.
Call me by your name.
And that you love me in private. Like, I love it.
Something about kids in your mouth. Like, the lyricism, the bars on that one.
And if you watch his, what's the little things on YouTube?
Genius. Like, behind the lyrics.
I love it because he has the explanation for even the He had an explanation for that.
He did?
He did.
Aww.
So he really puts a lot of thought into his art and what he does. And again, like Todrick, I think has always been one of those people who he really puts 110,000% into it. And so I'm just super excited.
Good for him. I didn't hear about that. See, we're learning things together.
I stand.
A creative
like,
thing.
yes, I do. I'm here for it.
I'm here for creative. I saw Todrick live.
You've seen him live.
When he did his Wizard of Oz thing. I forgot what it was called.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
I took my mom to see it, and she had the best time. She was like, I can't believe you brought me to this. And I was like...
I remember when you saw him in the airport.
In the airport, I saw his backpack. Okay.
Tell us.
I am, like, I've been following Todrick since he was like a YouTuber, like an OG YouTuber. So I noticed his backpack. It has like spikes and like a bunch of it's very obnoxious. So I'm in LAX. I see that backpack. I'm just like, oh my God, it's Todrick. And I'm like, am I brave enough to go up and ask for a picture or autograph? And for a second, I say, no, you're not brave enough to do either of these things because it's really anxious. Like, that's anxiety inducing for you.
Yeah.
My right pit was like sweating buckets.
That's also my nervous pit.
See? Yeah. So I mustered up the courage. I tucked my balls and I walked on over there, and he was like super sweet. He was like, oh my God, you're so cute. Like, I wish I was as small as you. And I was like, why would you wish that? He's like, because you're so fucking cute. And I was like,
oh my God. You got affirmations and a picture?
Yeah. And right before he left, he was like, I hope you get to work with Beyonce. And he was like, I already have.
Listen, after that moment, you should have just passed away. Nothing peaks that.
I was like, wow, what a day. I love LAX. You really can bump into anybody at LAX. But, you know, they're not always friendly sometimes. So the fact that I bumped into somebody that was friendly, I really appreciate it. And that's when I started like...
See, that's when your stature works for you. Because nobody's like...
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, Todrick. Oh, baby. What can I do for you, madam?
Ari Lennox did that too. Oh, shit. I was getting too excited. She did that too. I was waving to her, and I was all small and jumpy. And she saw my small jumpiness, and she was like... to me.
She was so
just waving at me
when you took a picture with her. It was the biggest smile I'd ever seen ever.
I love her.
And it was rainy, and it was just beautiful.
Ari, I'm pretty sure we would be really good friends because you're so funny. And you would just fit in with the clique.
If we're DMV,
yeah,
so like if you
come
want
back to I think you're in Bowie, so like if you want to get interviewed or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's Bowie and Glen Burnie,
Same
but like
Baltimore, like we're all in Maryland.
Just
so
hit our inbox. Let us know.
Check in with us. How you doing, Ari?
Yeah, how you doing, Ari?
Or can we call you Courtney?
Because listen, Ari Courtney, the body you're serving, madam.
And she been going to Planet Fitness. See, don't ever let anybody tell you.
You know my date that I had on Saturday?
Yes.
He started working at Planet Fitness. That's one.
That she's been going to?
She stopped going like 2 weeks after he... I would have sat my face on any machine she sat on. I would have been like, this smells like shea butter, baby. And I stand Ari Lennox.
I mean, she got her body, so she probably won't be back for a while.
No, that's not how bodies work.
That's not how bodies work? Oh.
I wish.
She had her birthday. She was like, baby, you gonna see this Brazilian wax?
I was like, who is this madam? And then she talk about, on her live, some, being a bad bitch is exhausting.
Bro,
but you still are.
She took them extensions out, and she's like just chilling now and sweats again. But I'm just like, we all know what's underneath them sweats.
Yep.
So the cat is out of the bag.
Yep. So, you're not fooling us no more, Ari.
Like, you won't get these million likes.
Like how we joke that we're young men. She was on our young man team and then she left, and I don't understand.
She was on our young man team. That's why I think we'll be such good friends.
Yeah, so I mean, like, hit us up.
Hit us up. But also, before we end, boom, there's a book. So,
this is a book, you guys.
Yeah, this is a book. So check in books. I try to do this with our Twitter account. I have not been doing well because I haven't been reading, but I have been doing like a monthly thing where I'm showing like books that I'm reading.
Yes.
And so it's check-in books with the check-in twins. And this month, in honor of Juneteenth, I highly recommend White Rage, not White Fragility, because this one is actually written by a Black woman.
Yay!
It reads like a history book, but it's all the history they didn't teach us in school. So I thoroughly encourage like our younger audience to read this to get some knowledge. And I also encourage, the older people and the people that are our age. I encourage everybody to read this book because I'm still shocked and in awe by some of the things that happen in this country and the fact that, there have been no reparations for it, but we gonna make ramen and barbecue on Juneteenth.
You know what? You know what I thought about also?
What did you think about also?
It's been a year.
It's been a year since we podcasting. 1 year.
1 year. So we're still babies out here, but we maybe got like 3 teeth now.
How about that? I love piranha.
Excuse me. Sorry. Wow. Whew, I almost lost my brain out my nose there. Anyways.
How's the year been?
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we really dived nose first, head first, body first into this.
We did. We took a leap of faith.
It's been awesome. I mean, granted, it's work.
Yeah.
But it's like labor, and then you have a little 1-year-old baby, and it's like, wow, look at this thing. Look at this thing bringing joy to not just us.
Yeah, it's like actually some people's podcasts that they listen to on a weekly basis. I'm just like, oh, you listen to us while you driving in the car, while you cleaning up, before you start your day. Like, that's amazing.
You got notifications set up. Shout out, Bree.
Also,
I peeped that. I was like, oh,
yeah.
She be ready for our drugs.
You gotta have our notifications on, guys, so you know when the episodes drop every Thursday.
Yes, because we switched up. We started on Wednesdays.
Wellness Wednesdays is a day for us now.
Yes.
We need to stay well on Wednesdays.
So the Thick Thursdays.
Thick Thursdays is when we drop them episodes. So make sure that you have them notifications on Spotify.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts.
Yerp.
Or SoundCloud.
Yup.
We tried with Tidal, but it got sold, so I don't care anymore.
Yep.
So
that's a good explanation to me.
SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your notifications on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube.
So, yeah, I mean, like, we definitely did a lot of work so that we could bring y'all, the best of us.
Yeah.
With the one and only
DJ Soul. DJ Soul did it.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, what would our production be without him?
Our production would be boo-boo.
Yeah.
We would just be recording through...
On cell phones?
Nah, not even that. We'd be on, like, our iPods, like, sharing files through LimeWire.
AIDS! Computer AIDS!
Like, Thomas, you really did your thing with this.
Yeah.
You
really did.
You edit. You make us sound good.
You make us look good. I mean, you got the
light,
lights,
the video
You
camera.
give us like our little list of things we should buy, and sometimes things that we buy we don't consult you first, but you still figure it out.
And there's 2 of us in front of the camera, but know that there are 3 brains that are making this entire thing work, and we are so grateful.
We are
to Timothy for his amazingness, his creativity, his hard work that he puts in.
And dealing with our shit.
Y'all don't see
a whole lot of the background shit that be happening. We're a little bit much sometimes.
We are not always professional.
Yeah,
so thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas.
We appreciate you.
We love you, Thomas. But yeah, we plan to be rocking with y'all for at least another year.
Another year.
We got content out the wazoo ready for y'all.
We good. We needed that break. We need to recalibrate and, get a little setup going.
Yup.
And now,
we back.
We back full force. Happy 1 year.
But I mean, I don't really want to say life's a bitch right now because I'm feeling really good.
I think life is a slice of freedom. And we should celebrate it on June 19th, 2021.
Sure am.
Amen.
And remember, be kind to yourself.
Be kind to others.
Pause.
Oh, wow. That's why you bring extra bags because you got stuff?
Hi. Hi, I'm Thomas. Hi, guys.
This is Thomas.
How you doing? I wanted to do the life stuff. Life is 2 beautiful black women that bring such
some of that.
that bring such wellness to this world. And brought the light to my life. Life's also some more donuts that you get people. So.
You brought donuts?
Shut the fuck up! Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh my god! There's donuts in here.
Shout out to Cloudy Donuts in Baltimore. We love you. Cloudy Donuts. Hashtag Cloudy Donuts in the description.
Okay, yeah, be beautiful. Like yourself, love others. Be the beautiful galaxy. We gotta go eat